This video has been sponsored by DDC Ltd. Hi folks, with the arrival of the cold weather, everyone changes their summer tires for the current season or weather for summer to winter. At such times, if the car is equipped with the TPMS sensor, the computer usually indicates that it also needs to be programmed. If there is no option on the dashboard that allows you to solve this, Zoltán Fekete, hi Zoli.
Hello, hi.
From Fekete Diagnostics will help me with that. I bought an Autel TPMS TS508 from DDC Ltd, a very simple, easy-to-use, small sensor reader with a set of sensors. I already made a video about this for you, but now I will show you a launch. What kind of machine are we going to introduce?
Hello everyone, Tab III and an associated tire pressure sensor programming tool.
This is a professional tool that you would recommend to service centers, right?
The advantage of this is that if we already have a device, we only need to purchase this one to be able to professionally program TPMS sensors for all brands with practically 100% coverage.
So in the end, it is more worth buying for service stations, because then you need such a unit with which you can handle all this. I have the Autel TS508. This machine is a professional machine for service stations. Let's talk about what it can do more. And I think we should also talk a little about the fact that TPMS sensors often cause more trouble for a simple user than they have any useful value. What are they for? How do they work? Please tell me a few words about this.
This is a very good topic, by the way. TPMS sensors have two types of tire pressure monitoring systems. In the past, they were typically connected to ABS systems. They worked in such a way that they calculated from the wheel speed that the current wheel would obviously have a flat tire. Then its diameter would decrease, so its speed would change, and then indicated on the dashboard. These have very big disadvantage, right? They are quite slow. The TPMS sensor signals much faster technologically, so from an accident perspective, or from an accident prevention perspective, it is much more sophisticated. It signals much faster. TPMS sensors indicate. They clearly indicate tire pressure and the temperature of the air inside. You should know about TPMS sensors that their lifespan is 5 years or 100,000 kilometers. This obviously depends on how they are used. If they are just standing there, not moving, they will not activate. So it takes a turn to activate them. In order to be able to control them in a stationary position, we need these tools.
There are factory TPMS sensors and there are universal ones. That's what I bought the TPMS sensors from DDC Ltd, the Autel. What's the difference between the two? Because there is a big difference in price and there is also a difference in knowledge.
No, there is no difference in lifespan or knowledge. The price is noticeably higher for the factory ones than the universal ones. One thing you need to know about universal devices is that every universal device can teach its own sensor. So if we buy a universal TPMS sensor, it is a raw sensor, a sensor with zero data. We can't do anything to it. We can only activate it with the instrument for the appropriate car. We generate a code for it, and we can teach it. Factory ones, on the other hand, have to be purchased by type, and they typically have a factory code line on the box. You have to give it to the car, and it will know from there, so obviously you need a diagnostic tool for this, so that we can teach the controller which wheel has which sensor with which identification number. Because that's why each sensor has a separate ID, so that ours doesn't read the one from the car next to us.
Of course.
So the sensors have to be programmed into the controller in Hungarian. With universals, as I said, each device can program its own universal. It can read both foreign and factory ones, the universal one, so it can read it and teach it to the car. But it cannot program the sensor itself. There are usually such confusions in the questions read on the forums. This is always such a misleading thing. So this is a very important thing.
So it's important that we clarify
That's right. That's right. That's the most important thing. The system itself works in such a way that one of the controllers of each car contains the TPMS sensor IDs in the current wheels. Right? We have two options. If the sensor in the wheel still needs to be replaced, let's say it just needs to be replaced because the battery is drained, so it's still readable. Then we can read it out and clone one of the universal ones in its place, and then we insert it there. If, for example, it gets damaged during tire rotation, or it's so drained that it can't be identified and read out, then there's nothing left. We read out the ID for the current wheel stored in the controller from the car, and we can generate a universal sensor for that ID. We install it in its place, and then the thing works.
They all work similarly, or there are different types?
There are different ones, for example, Ford. The controller must be taught the wheel sensors by starting an activation process with a diagnostic tool. After that, the horn sounds on the car, and the wheels must be vibrated with the instrument in a certain order. And it senses the vibrated instrument and knows that the left front, right rear, left rear wheel are taught in this way.
Okay, let's then use this gadget to see if this Lexus has been properly trained with Autel.
That's right. It was clear that we had scanned the TPMS sensors in the Lexus's wheels and read the data in the controller. It also marked in red that 2 wheels had been replaced. The 2 rear wheels were not installed as the controller knew. I performed the programming. So we taught the controller the correct settings, and it learned them. On the other hand, the battery of our left rear sensor is dead. In such cases, we can teach a universal one instead, so that when changing tires it can be replaced in practically one step. Isn't it the universal sensor for a launch? It's a virgin sensor for now. If we install it, nothing will see it, it can't identify it. Now, to be quick, we'll take and program the left rear one. That's all the programming consists of. It starts programming, and we will get the same number as the one in the wheel, only lowered.
So we are essentially cloning it.
That's right, we'll clone it. The easiest way is not to add another step. Isn't this good for professional devices? Or rather good enough to see what's happening. While you're programming here, you can see the pressure in the wheels. During my career, there was a time when the car didn't learn, even though they checked it and the tire pressures were good. But it turned out that the tire pressure was measured with an uncertified gauge and was lower than required, so the system didn't learn. And that was also revealed by this check. Yes, it checks. Here, when teaching, there's a rule that there shouldn't be any sensors nearby. So, our vanilla sensor, we put it as far away as possible because it starts to program. And this sensor can be relearned to another type of car at any time. So these can be written as many times as we want.
And now it's programmed and ready.
That's right. This can be installed in the wheel. If there are multiple faulty sensors, I usually mark on the box which wheel it goes in. It is handed over to the customer. If there is no tire shop, then the tire shop can replace it.
Zoltán, thank you very much for your time and for the dear viewers, because I think you could learn a lot of useful information from this video from Zoltán. If you have any question, you can ask Zoltán not only in the comment field, but also in the Launch Diagnostics user group on Facebook, created by DDC Ltd, right? You can also buy these Launch products from DDC Ltd, and you will definitely find an answer to your question in the Facebook group, as it's moderated by Zoltán and DDC Ltd. What else could we wish for? Accident-free, safe driving for everyone in bad weather. Have a nice day, and bye.
Hello, everyone.
The location for this video was provided by Kedvenc Car Service.